he wants to go.
Yeah,
they don't
which
have
lane
the
am I
gold
going
front of
in?
him. If he goes top lane, Flash Wolves still have the counter pick, and that's not a lane you want going everywhere. Finally, the Kai'Sa locked in.
And the cheeky grin from Uzi as the crowd goes ballistic when the Vayne is hovered. Of course, he has actually played it this season. Not necessarily where you expect it to be played, but has, so it's not something that we should be scoffing at whenever he hovers it. What will RNG do now to round things out? Expecting a top laner here.
Yep, Zatai has been known as the more lane dominant between him and Letme. He has been known as a more chaotic type of player. Does like to play with his mechanics, push things a little bit, but is going to go for the safe option in the Mundo.
Are we getting him already?
What?
Have we got reworked Aatrox in Game 1 of the Asia Rift Rivals? Is it going to happen?
I don't think so. I have to say this Aatrox has not been hotfixed and is actually very, very weak. So I don't really expect the Aatrox into top lane in particular because he's not a very good dueler. But the Gangplank could be a mid lane, could be a top lane. Hanabi has been playing a lot.
Yeah, they've still got a few more seconds before they switch things up, as RNG still need to switch theirs around, but looks like it will be a pretty standard composition coming out of RNG. Very, very strong as far as just we can move in, we can get the Camille to engage. It's pretty standard stuff that we've seen a lot. It's a lot relying on Uzi, standard RNG stuff. We're going to need him for damage in the later stages of the game. Whereas Flash Wolves, they just want to jump on top of you. They want to press all of their buttons relatively close to one another. And Kai'Sa on the wrong side of the jungle as he's going to spot him. The level 1 Gangplank. This is exactly not where you want to be, and that is going to be first blood going to Kai'Sa.
Hanabi, knowing his own demise, holds on to his flash. There's nothing that he could have done there, and this is going very, very wrong for Flash Wolves. Just that one mistake in the bot lane, not bouncing.
Doesn't take very much damage.
Level 6 from Muujin.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Flash does come in, the 2-for-1 special as they bring back the Tahm Kench. Grey health is eaten, but there's the Hemo play. Can they do enough? Looks like no, as Zatai's going to teleport in. Yes!
Oh, he does.
Actually, it is. The pop with the Hemo play did so much work as Sword Art jumps his way forward, and that's going to deny any retaliation from RNG.
Yep, so they do find the pick on Ming. That looked a bit haphazard.
Flash Wolves did manage to pick up themselves with the first turret. Speaking of which, this could be a massive problem for the Flash Wolves. Muujin going down, but can they retaliate? Bone Skewer comes in, Kai'Sa with the stopwatch, but it may not be enough. Deep Water Dive comes in. Oh, messes up the hook shot, and that's going to be Hanabi with a much-needed kill.
Yep, that's a successful kill trade. 1-for-1 between Kai'Sa and the jungle of Muujin right there. It was a good attempt, but Maple was already heading down the lane, and a failed hook shot coming out from Kai'Sa. He could have ran away there.
Yeah, it's not done yet. It's a good taunt from Xiaohu to try and stave this one off, as Hanabi can't tank this turret for much longer. RNG still under there as Kai'Sa doing battle against the team. It's like old Flash Wolves, but it's not.
That's actually brought a tear to my eye, but we're never going to see that again. Zatai trying to find something off the back, doesn't land any of the infected cleavers, and just has to back off right there. I think that was a good opportunity. They did have the Ghost to tank a bit of the damage from the tower, and of course did force a teleport as well.
It's the sort of thing that you might need to do as well if you can't actually siege things out, as we have a look at Muujin getting caught. The flash taunt, always a doozy.
Yep, that was a good layering of CC right there. No chance for Muujin to actually get out, but if you look at the map, Zatai is being stuck down.
Here's the Dragon being started. Teleport going to be invested very early in this fight. As Zatai seeing what he can do. Maple right in the backline. Hemo play already down, and they've got a Dragon in this fight as well. That is huge. Hero's entrance comes in for Xiaohu, but will it actually work as Impale brings in Zatai, and Betty grabs that kill. He can't actually use his ultimate because there's a big old Dragon there, but another good fight for Flash Wolves.
Absolutely godlike zoning from Maple right there, keeping Uzi out of the fight the entire way in position.
Yeah, and Killer Instinct, you know, pretty good, keeping you a little bit safer. Uzi does have options, as now we've got the engage from RNG. Already getting rid of Sword Art as Muujin. He goes golden so he can see his death, and that's the double kill coming in for Kai'Sa.
Oh, and with that move, Kai'Sa is going to be able to pick up his Triforce relatively early, and going all in onto Uzi might not be the best solution. This big bruiser going up against Kai'Sa, who's well protected.
Well, speaking of Kai'Sa, he's going to flash right on top of Hanabi. He's inside the ultimate and just can't get anything done. Stopwatch is there, it's cute, but it's not going to be enough, and Xiaohu grabs the kill.
450 gold, and RNG with the better late game composition, also going into the 1-3-1 as well. Things are looking very dire for the Flash, but of course no stopwatch, cannot
I just love how his like run animation is so weird.
One
he's
more
just going to get killed once again. They've got it off cooldown. Does at least have the cannon barrage this time. Impale flies through. Oh, Ming! Beautiful use of the Devour to save Casa, but he may have sacrificed himself. He has. It's going to be the ult coming down from Sorta. Not sure whether that was actually able to give any gold over to anyone. But I just don't know whether it's going to be good enough, as Caster's going to jump in. They do have the Hextech ultimatum. They use it now. Hero's entrance comes down as well, as Betty keeps himself alive for so long, but not long enough, as Uzi finally on the board when it comes to the kills. Maple trying to get rid of him, though, as there he goes.
Does fall down.
Uzi gets taken down by the Hemo Plague. It's a double kill for Maple as Xiaohu. He's going to get the taunt off, but that's not what he wants to do. He doesn't want anyone touching him. He's so incredibly low. The slow, the fracture, and Flash Wolf should get Baron.
Flash Wolves take down the fight 1 for 4. That was a good initiation coming out from RNG. Great, perfect timing, and even better play from Maple. Going into the back line and making sure Uzi was dead.
Well,
Bone Skewer lands.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty easy one here if they can get Zatai to stop healing himself back up so damn quickly. He's lasting so long. Can he actually find it? No, he can't. The Mundo's going to go down, but
again by Flash Wolves.
Oh, it goes down extremely low, but they get the teleport, and there's the Bone Skewer onto Ming. A perfect target. They get rid of the Tahm Kench, but can they get more? Cannon Barrage comes down, all of the AoE ults on top of each other, as that's a huge source opportunity. Huge for Casa. Uzi is getting a lot of work done. He picks up the first kill onto Maple, but now Xiaohu, he's gone golden. He's going to get taken out, and Uzi cannot get back in the fight.
Unfortunate for RNG, once again they separate their front line from their back line in an attempt to get a pincer from Flash Wolves. Flash Wolves very cleverly recognizes this and just goes straight for the back line of RNG.
From Hanabi, thankfully, they move themselves out of the way. They're looking to try and get themselves a pick. Instead, they're right on top of the Mundo, but Hero's entrance comes down. It's not who they want to engage on. Justice Punch is interrupted, but Maple is now right in the middle, and Uzi right off to the side. They're trying to get damage in whilst keeping their eyes on him, and they do so successfully. Xiaohu goes down first. Bone Skewer comes in. Zatai is dead, executed with death from below.
Pike with the finish, and Flash Wolves are on their way towards the Baron.
They're actually just going to take down an inhibitor, I think. They feel like they've got enough. Uzi's protection has been taken down. Those big, beefy tanks for the front line no longer there, as Caster's getting zoned from his own base. In goes Sorta, gets himself another one. Ming, he's going to go down. Hanabi as well, utilizing the ult.
If they get one more pick on Uzi, slow goes out.
Boom goes the Dynamite with the Hemo Plague. And Flash Wolves might be able to just win. Teleport to keep the minion alive.
48 seconds on Uzi, there's
no
way.
Ace Oranges, he's going to be K. The ace comes in for the Flash Wolves. They'll take the inhibitor, and they're looking for the game.
Flash Wolves coming in with the revenge on Karsa. Sure, he had the better early game, but he did sacrifice a lot of his experience. Flash Wolves with the worst 5v5 comp, consistently finding picks onto RNG's composition.
Just fighting in the right places as well. It was so good from Flash Wolves. They always made RNG come to them. The Infernal Drake. That last one was so important for Flash Wolves. RNG knew they tried to catch them there. Who was catching who? Looked like Flash Wolves just won the game off it. Just beautiful play, understanding where you need to fight to make your team a better team fighting team.
And this game was just a game of missed opportunities from RNG. They had the good 5v5. They never got their formation together. They were too concerned about making picks into the Baron pit itself. The front line was not there where it needed to be. You guys are having Uzi on the roster. You want to protect your Kaisa for the late game. Unable to do that, and they fall to Flash Wolves in a stunning opener for the Rift Rivals.
And now looking at MSI, looking at the fact that
oh man.
As long as Clement doesn't think so, they're going to do it. And they did indeed. Managed to pick up the 4 first dragons, sorted out their Mordekaiser. We had 4 ethereal dragons on Summoner's Rift today. And yes, it was very close. RNG even had a lead, but Flash Wolves, they flat out didn't care.
Flash Wolves took down the best team fighting team in the world. This is the name that RNG have actually.
5条线路都是蛮凶，打线都是很凶的选手。我特别欣赏的是他们中路 Rookie， 因为他是一个很厉害的韩国中路。我对上 Rookie 的话，我的策略是以不死为前提，让队友先来帮助我。
Last time at Rift Rivals, almost 50 kills against OMG. So I like them going back to their roots, embracing the brawl. But Aatrox!
Oh, it's locked in as well. The Shy, he comes back into IG, and now we're going to get newly reworked Aatrox pre-hotfix. So this guy not going to be doing as much work, but we'll see whether the Shy can make him look busted.
Yeah, big question.
Remember, this dude was a Riven one trick, all right?
Yeah, yeah. And Aatrox is
he's basically worse Riven. I mean, Riven.
But top lane Aatrox, we've talked to the players a little bit, and people feel like it acts.
That's going to jump into that brush, and that's going to cause the cancel.
I think he needs to flash
and the Shy might actually get out. There's the flash body slam. He will need to flash out, but the Shy can flash after him. Gets in there. Can he land the chain is the question.
One more hit.
Doesn't have the flash, remember. Wants to get underneath. There it is.
Oh.
And the Shy grabs it with the passive.
Yeah, it does get the extra auto attack.
His Balan does have now... Okay, Jackie
forward.
jumps back in. They're looking to try and bait this one as flat. Crash is still in there. Duel. Demonic Ascension is going to explode, and that's going to be Ning falling down. Explosive cast, not enough to get the distance. And Machi answer back. 1-1 now.
Yep, but Rise is still coming in. Can Rookie actually make it into the
fight?
fight?
Romo comes down. Good arrow coming in
forward
from Jackie Love. Rookie wants even more as Duel took a lot of damage, and Jackie Love grabs the kill. In the end, Rookie does get the assist as he turns up, grabs something, and will head back to the mid lane.
Yep, even though IG does equalize on the 1v1 kill, I have to give that over to Machi's side. They did see the gank incoming with the warding coming out from Crash right there. So able to get a lot of free farm onto Apex in the mid lane.
Yeah. Good work, and also Rookie now will be behind a little bit in experience as that whole wave did die to the turret. 3Z, another wave just shoved right into him. Oh, you can't get too tilted. You know that he's tilted enough for the both of us. Let's have a look at this one again.
There's a lot of baiting coming out from Bala and actually spits Jackie Love forward. I'm not sure that was a great idea. Like, Ning is baiting super hard for this, does get the double knockup, but Jackie Love doesn't have the HP to come back into the fight anymore. They were seen from miles away, and it's just kind of sloppy on the warding right there.
The flash was not great.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, the old straight line flash to flash out of the way of an Ash Arrow is dunks in that game. Apprehend's going to come in onto the Shy as he flashes over the top. Does have the ultimate. No! Not going to be able to use it in time, and he just gets taken down onto the turret. That was a weird...
the Q3 knockup.
Well, we've got even more of a fight here as Balan pops the Grey Health very early in this piece, and he's going to get taken down very, very low. Balan is going to fall, and now IG, this is going to be a tough one. In comes Rookie. Actually, out he goes. As there's the Darius, picks up the Ashe on the backline. The Shy, he'd already used his teleport. He had to be top lane. Takes down first Brick, but they're going to lose the Dragon, and they lose their AD carry and support.
The entirety of the bot lane is destroyed in this final push, and they're going to take the mid tower as well. I fail to see how Invictus Gaming is going to find picks further down the line. It's going to be very, very difficult. Like, Machi is going to have to give them a lot of room to actually make these things happen.
Well, we'll see whether they can. Of course, it's up to the execution of Machi, a team that haven't found a match victory so far in the LMS. At fourth place as far as their standings last split was concerned, but this time around, it's very, very different. It's only the LPL, actually, that has a top 4 teams coming from their respective region, even the LCK with some ones from further down below. But let's have a look at this replay once again. Make a bit of sense.
It was a 4v4 start. Dreamer going in, taking up most of the damage. Baolan figures that he cannot actually deal with it, and Duel coming in from the behind to just basically force them into a funnel between Darius and the...
Flies out defensively as Dreamer finds the flash headbutt pole. See you later, Ash. You are well and truly dead, and Duel's going to be able to grab the kill.
Okay, so that was another inexplicable...
I feel like we're learning about Jackie Love. Ask, not fun at all from Ning, as Rookie's still looking for it. They're using all of their engage options.
Here comes the Shy.
The Shy's got the World Ender activated. Lots of AoE. Jumps his way forward. Look at the knockups as the chains are in there. The Gragas grabs the first kill as 3Z may suffer the wrath of the Shy to continue this one on Balan. He's got an Ash in his tummy, wants to spit her out onto one of the members of Machi. Infernal Chains walked out of there, but Crash is going to get taken down by Rookie well and truly in the top side of the map, and that's 2 picks for IG, but that's all they're going to get.
And that was the Aatrox coming off the flank.
Unless they take the Baron.
Ooh, this is actually pretty risky. There is no jungler coming in from Machi. They won't take much damage here.
There is reset potential for that Darius, though. Yeah. They do have vision now available. A lot of damage, actually, going down onto this Baron, and because the Aatrox has a lot of in the early game, definitely looked okay, as we're going to have The Shy's demonstration on how to knock a million people up in the air at once.
The flash into the Q3 to get the triple knock up. No response from Machi. 3Z coming to switch into a 1-3-1. Misses the apprehend.
As now Rookie, he's trying to get himself out of here, but in comes the Abyssal Voyage. And 3Z, there's no way you can go. And Rookie, he wants more, looking for Apex.
Still has flash.
Dreamer's coming in, has a decent disengage option in the headbutt, but the flash forward from Rookie gets the Rune Prison down, but it's not quite enough with 4 members of Machi there. The shot try and get the siege happening in earnest, because wave clear is something that Machi do have, as now they're closing in on the Shy. World Ender does come down. Infernal Chains did land, but didn't get the pullback as he's waiting for that Q to come back off. Does he get another big knock-up?
It's stunned,
the ultimate has stopped. He goes down into his blood while Dreamer out of position as Jackie Love so safe in the back line. Another Infernal Chain gets the pullback onto Crash, and he gets arrowed, but he flashes out of the way. But IG,
everything done.
And IG are taking everything. They're even taking the bottom lane inhibitor turret as well, as IG just collapse on top of Machi.
Oh, this is brutal.
The Glacial Storm in a decent position, but it's just not quite good enough. Double kill for Jackie Love as he makes himself known this game. Apex now has to try and run back to his fountain, and I think using a stopwatch in the middle of the enemy team is not going to keep you alive, and the egg is going to get split all over the map.
And LPL is looking at their first win so far against the LMS. Apex, you know, keeping his promise, staying undead with the rebirth, but not enough to save him and his team. The first Aatrox we're seeing coming out, absolutely smashing the matchup against Arius.
Yep, he had an interesting flash underneath the turret, but after that, everything was good. And Invictus Gaming, they get the first score on the board for China in this year's Rift Rivals.
Ladies and gentlemen,
their early game was good though.
Yeah, they had a great early game. There was a lot of cold sweat going on for LPL fans all around
saw it.
the world.
I was looking over at you. I was like, is he the LMS? I think he needs to change to the LMS man if Machi going to win this one.
I was turning blue because the lane kingdom was actually stopped by Machi. Machi is not a team that's known for their great strength early or late, but Invictus Gaming...
They're not known for their great strength on Summoner's Rift. Oh, no.
Well, not this split for sure. A lot of sighs of relief right there for Invictus Gaming. The Shy finally back, performing up to shape, has a new pick in his hand, and you know, I still think the team coordination, the early game, there's a lot of problems still displayed by Invictus Gaming. They're not at their spring form, they're not at their final form, but it was good enough.
Yeah, certainly looked good to me. Here's the question.
I do think they want another form of engage here. They're going all in into the pig type champion play style. And Gragas would be a great
How many junglers can we pick? What? About as many as possible, I think is the answer. I think we've got a confirmed support.
Yeah.
Is the Blitzcrank. But where's everything else going? Talia's probably going in the mid lane. Is Kane playing the Graggy?
He could. Like, the
taking us to Graggy Island?
Could be decent, honestly. Did see a bit of a buff there to his drunken rage. Keeps him better in terms of the team fights.
Talk about Haru as well for a little bit of time. I need to be careful not to call him Haru.
Ooh, lands
Genji
the
jungler. Kuro has to use the cleanse to get out of the way. Battlestar is going to get
Still
knocked
might
out
get
of the
him,
way.
though.
As there's the
First
ignite.
blood.
Second down. Scout gets the solo kill in the mid lane.
And what was Papa talking about? Best performing mid laner of the LCK? 2 barriers and exhaust.
Well.
Oh, and a redemption. That's the best one to get, actually. Oh, man.
Well, Mako goes in for the knockup, gets it onto aiming, and speaking of
redemption
comes down to the bottom lane. Tucson trying to get underneath the turret, threatening the rocket grab. The Scout turns up, Spirit not going to get hit by the Battlestar as the bubble lands.
The
Arctic
4v3
Assault
coming in.
creates some distance, but a Freaker are now very low. Kuro
turning this
getting
around.
in from the side, finding Scout so much damage
going in.
from a Freaker as aiming, grabs the first kill, grabs his second kill. And iBoy now picks up one under the turret against Spirit, but can the Afrika Freaks get more? 2 flashes are available, but they decide not to. Now,
Thoroughly the one that's getting picked off. So if you give them that tempo advantage like they are about to get now with the Herald, it's very hard to come back from.
Well, Tucson grabs a good hook onto Mako, but he's going to jump forward. The Blitzcrank should go down relatively quickly as Spirit whiffs the ultimate. We've now got a wall for the disengages. Kuro
really
actually gets rid of it very quickly, and aiming just takes down iBoy so much burst damage, unexpected by EDG. Actually just going to time out so that Ray can keep a bunch of that cooldown.
Yep.
Oh, looking for the grab. Finds it onto Mako. Interrupts the grand entrance as well.
Is he gonna get
as he gets himself out of the way. Doesn't get ignited as iBoy now trying to answer back. So much on cooldown now. As aiming pulls down the blade caller. Mako, he's even going to come back in. Scout helps pick up the kill for Haro, but Kuro makes his way down. Aiming's dead, and now Kuro has to flash. It's a disaster for Afrika Freaks. Spirit wants the 1v4? Are you kidding me?
There's no way he gets that massive outplay from Mako, baiting the position from the bot lane of Afrika to go forward, and Scout comes in with the kill. How did he survive that?
I have absolutely no idea, but Mako ate so many cooldowns, and EDG even up the kill score and grab first turret on the bottom side of the map.
Oh, wow, and the tempo goes to EDG as well. Mako is now free to roam on the map. We have to see that again. Did Tucson use Ignite? Oh, it was off cooldown. It was on cooldown, sorry. Yeah, he didn't have it right there. Only one tick away.
Timing from Mako as well. Oh. Absolutely stunning. Baited in everything. iBoy gets a full culling onto both. All too easy.
And how lucky was Scout to come in with the Hex, with the belt as well. Whew.
You're gonna be. This is much more aggressive. Ooh. And Weave as well, gonna fly in. Spirit's gonna find iBoy, and yeah, you don't build very much health, you're gonna go down, but I have a feeling he would have died anyway. That just wasn't great positioning from the AD carry of EDG. Ultimate doesn't get the steal. Keeper's Verdict just knocks the engage out of the fight, but it was after the ultimate went in, as Afrika are doing great in this fight so far. Spirit grabs that kill when he makes his way back in, and Keen distracting members, but look at iBoy. So much work done with this SS. Flashing forward. Melee range onto the Sejuani as Kuro has to go golden. He's gonna die as well, and EDG destroy the fight.
They come up huge. We thought it was a mistake at the start of the fight. The Poppy knocking away the Sejuani, but everyone was looking at Scout trying to get his HP down. They forgot about iBoy in the back of the fight, facing two tanks with an Essence Reaver. Was able to kite away from the entirety of that, and Scout with the finishing play.
He was just skating around that fight, man. iBoy able to press so many buttons so incredibly quickly. Utilizing that one, of course, having the Light Slinger makes it so incredibly powerful, and that's Baron to EDG. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we have to watch that again. It was a good start from King to separate everyone. A bit of a mistake because the exhaust was definitely wasted there, but iBoy throughout the entirety of the fight stays pretty much untouched. Only the explosive barrel hitting him, and Scout, he's the one that's pulling so much pressure down. iBoy dodges one skill shot, follows up with the Blade of the Rune King, flashes in instantly for it, and watch Scout here. Oh, through the terrain! Lands a Sleeping Trouble Bubble and basically kills two carries by himself. You know,
and Haro. As Afrika getting engaged on, that's the heroic charge combo with the pillar and the tanks. Just get destroyed. Aiming though, a lot of throughput damage, but has to use the Featherstorm relatively early. The double kill and the turret kill all going to Scout, who's basically hard carrying for EDG.
And this meta is all about combos.
God, he's still doing down as well. Picks up the third for the fight. This could actually be the end of the game if Afrika Freaks don't keep losing members.
They don't have the minion wave, but there's 46 seconds right there. Nobody saw the combo coming in. This is why they picked Poppy. They had that underneath their palm the entire time, waiting for the correct moment to use it.
Well, EDG, they are going to push for this one. They've got the teleport coming in. There'll be 5 members underneath this turret as Mako
once
goes
again
for another engage, gets it easily onto Spirit.
The
last Nexus turret to be falling down. The Afrika Freaks debut is going all wrong, and EDG will close it out 2-1 in the first 3 games for the LPL.
And where's your easy matchup, Papa? Where's your easy matchup? Afrika come in, we've seen the weakness from them. They give up their first towers, they give up their first dragons. You cannot do that against EDG. Scout, another Korean mid laner, putting the foot down, showing who's boss in this Rift Rivals.
Remember, Faker has been schooling Kuro for a long time.
Hey, you just said
and
he was
Scout
best
sat behind him.
That is
for a lot of that time. All that schooling was going on. Seems that Scout may have learnt a thing or two from there, but man, that is one of the best performances I have seen from the EDG mid laner for a very long time. Yes, Zoe's very powerful, but man, Scout had a day out today in his first match.
Oh yeah, picking up the solo kill, always having the right summoners, the right toolboxes from that range.
He just threw it right back. Have a look at the damage. Haro, not doing a heck of a lot, but damn, Scout did a bunch of work. 25.5k versus the 10k that Kuro picked up.
If you look at the top 3 members,
其他强队较量，希望可以颠覆观众的看法，打败这些强队。这次洲际赛最想遇到的对手应该是 SMAP。我会看打。
Wonder looks like the Morgana might be the mid lane, is what I'm looking at.
Because it should be Talia in the jungle with these final picks. Could be Shannon in the bottom lane as the support, but then sending Dr. Moon in the top lane, Morgana in the mid lane. We'll have to keep track to see where KT use these
Bottom side of the map. And we'll see what happens if this early game invade comes up strong.
Very early game invade coming out from KT Roll. So moving towards the top side of the map, they were able to kill a ward that was placed down in the top lane. Tri-brush nice and early. So they got access into MAD's red buff, but not going to stick around, it seems. Instead, heading straight back into their own side of the jungle. MAD did the exact same thing, but
Going to challenge them on these camps.
But they only just spotted out that KT head into the blue side of the jungle. Wards were placed down by the set of KT, but not by MAD.
Oh, TP coming through.
Trying to get into the flanks, but a flash ball from Mata and the taunt and the flick back. Just throw everything at Uniboy, but somehow still alive for now. Ignite is ticking. Blast Code is there, and it's actually first blood going over to Sige. MAD trying to turn around this fight, getting one for themselves and
Flash from K, but they recognize that that's not enough. That's not worthwhile.
But it said KT destroyed, they're going to start dragging themselves. K will spot this out, but Elemental Dragons are now being equalized. KT picks up one, Mad got the first one. Next one to spawn is going to be in Infernal in 6 minutes' time.
All right, if KT can get this bottom lane tower, they need to start prioritizing the wave. Or people, wait a
Be
minute.
caught out though, Varus throws out the ultimate, and K is going to fall, or is he? Not just yet, stopwatch is there, a few more auto attacks would be oh! So close, Def still gets the snipe, picks up a kill for KT.
I really wish he survived from that one. I really do. But no, he doesn't.
I'm with you, Raz.
Unfortunately, KT's actually going to be able to get this push, and this is what they wanted. 10 seconds now in terms of death timer. That just means that...
Yes, Uniboy does have stopwatch himself, but everybody from KT has one, Raz.
Yep.
They're ready.
Look,
I mean, if MAD are going to dive into the backlines, they're ready to go golden. They're happy to just sit there and look pretty.
If you're playing solo queue, have you ever pressed tab to see if the enemy team's buying up stopwatches?
Every game.
I don't. I know an 80 carry just for the item, so it's purely on gold. Other times, you just get the max experience value.
Cool, but they take the first look towards Baron buff, taking it down very quickly. You already said Deft has the percent hit point damage. Great damage over time coming out from his auto attacks. Yukao taking down very low at 1,000 hit points and secured by KT. Mad can't even force the team fight, and KT just take objectives. But they've been taking objectives nicely. MAD, they failed to react. Now they're looking for a fight themselves. Smeb goes down to half health, pops the ultimate, starting to regenerate, but they flick back Liang. Instantly taken down, and Smeb gets free access to the backlines. Talia builds a wall, doesn't cut anyone off. K's trying to disengage. Kongyu's trying to disengage as well. Still good damage coming out from Breeze, but not enough to push back KT just yet. Meanwhile, Uniboy pops the stopwatch, but he's at one hit point. Taken down by Yukao. Throws another rock and forces MAD back to the base. Going forward, looking for the flick. Not going to get it, but keeps them trapped on top of this fountain. MAD can only watch at the moment as slowly Nexus turrets are going to fall.
Easiest day in Def's life. He just walks forward and he takes people front to back. Seems like Mad just have one more shot at it with the HP that they have, but it doesn't look good.
Only 3 members, and they're already being forced back to the fountain again. Every single structure has fallen. KT looking to try and put a point on the board for the LCK squad. We're taking down this Nexus. They do just that.
And what a way to do it. Coming in there, saying we're going to play the LCK style. Vision control. We don't need those kills. We're going to play the map, not play you. That's what's going to be frustrating for MAD because they're trying to play a game of skirmishing, trying to play a game of team play. Even had a proper early game TP play, feeling good about that. But then from that point forward, they're probably thinking, what the hell? What went wrong? What actually happened this game? Because we just blinked for 1 second, we lost Baron and we lost the game.
That was the most passive game of League of Legends I've seen this split. I think there was a total of 5 kills there, Raz.
Yeah, and it looked like a smacking. But I'm going to give MAD a lot of props because it could have been a lot faster of a game. And they responded by protecting bottom lane incredibly well. Hongyu was in the right position at the right time. Problem went when mid lane went down from the Rift Herald. They had a lot more room to push mid lane wave, room to push in control ward's top side. really force MAD to respect the Baron pressure, and from that point forward, it was easy, breaking their ankles, going towards the Dragon, then moving towards Baron itself, and then, hey, you know what? You lost focus for 1 second, you lose the objective to nothing.
It was, in fact, Breeze who picked up most of the damage coming out for MAD.
And I want the production to just wipe out all that Ezreal damage. I don't care what you say. If he's landing damage on Smeb, that does not count. Why not? Mages and bruises on the bottom side of the map. The one lane that I've clung onto that was super fun to watch was Mordekaiser and Alistar, because, you know, melee bottom laners had such a difficulty in terms of engaging. Right now it's Rakan, Xayah. How does Rakan actually engage in this lane, knowing that every single time he gets popped up, Mordekaiser just sends the mace hammering down?
Ooh, gonna be a lot of damage coming out from Machi's bottom lane. We already mentioned their last match here in the group stages of Rift Rivals. SKT's first showing here, and they'll have another match to be played tomorrow. They're picking up the Lovers lane in the bottom lane of Xayah Rakan, while sending Swain to the top side of the map against this Darius.
Oh, okay, there we go. So, primarily Thal, getting a lot of the, I would say, resources topside, hasn't been making quite a lot of use out of it in SKT. So, what I would love to see, what's going to happen, because there's a Rakan Xayah in the bottom lane with Galio with Camille, go towards the bottom lane, leave the Swain out of it. If he has teleport, then he can come in flying in. That's fantastic to see. But it seems like SKT coming into this, focus is on point. Get Bang ahead. Make Faker be the secondary carry in this one. And you can see at SKT how they end up winning this.
So that's who you think they're going to focus around, because they've got that Galio-Rakan combo to lock down multiple members. Are we looking towards Bang to be the main character? Because he also said that they're putting a lot of resources towards Thal as well.
And you know,
Flash, respect Flash coming out from Mission as well, getting away from Faker, summon spells blind.
There we go. I mean, that's already the best play I've made in the game. Let's see if this one turns better.
He's going to be caught out of position. Ignite is ticking from Mission, puts him to sleep, looking for the paddle star. Good damage, locked down, and it's first blood to crash.
Where are you going? I mean, look, he didn't have flash. He was stuck behind the wall. There's no way for him to go. So, Mission, crash. He's already gone to the next step, doesn't need the help, but wait a second, look at top
lane. They already got some good chip damage onto 3Z, forcing a flash. He flashes forward, pulls him back, and gets the Force Lightning! Solo kill in the top lane for SKT.
Pure confidence, and the man has TP too, so this play, I don't know about this one, M17.
Response coming out from Machi, looking for a fight in the bot lane. They try to lock down Blank. Faker joins in, can't get Dreamer, but so much damage! Gets the taunt, great pulverize, but Machi not long for this world. Even Swain joining this fight. They separate Duel. They're going to be able to take down the Mordekaiser. He slowly tries to heal back up, but the low sweep will be enough. 2 more kills for SKT.
They tried to burn down Blank, and guess who was the real damage dealer there? Bang was going straight through them, and ultimately...
Tyler's going to jump in, giving the damage reduction, getting the double knock-up as well. Looking for the taunt on the front line of Machi, slowly taking damage. Wolf going to escalate the fight, dive into the back lines as SKT get the first kill. Going for Mordekaiser next. The death ball is piling on through. 3Z trying to join the fight as well, but forced to flash away. SKT will settle for the single pick and move back towards objectives.
And they didn't even need Bang for that one. There was a slim corridor, but there was no way for any bleed procs to come through. Faker's in a pretty rough position, but I think he's pretty confident.
He just wants to go home.
He should just walk back with the team. You know, if I'm Zoya, just throw more sleepy trouble. It's all good.
Does get back to base. There was a control ward there for him. And SKT with that pick onto Crash are going to start up the Infernal Dragon. No smite available for Machi unless Zoya is able to pick up one. The feathers will be enough from Bang. The smite is there from Camille. SKT take the Infernal Elemental Dragon.
Very least, Machi's not losing everything. They're trading. They
Still
can get this mid lane tight.
Meanwhile, they're trying to lock down Blank. Good crowd control, bouncing him back and forth, jumps to the tree, and Wolf tries to save him. Great big shields of the Camille. Ultimate come out from Mordekaiser, but they can't kill SKT's jungler. Instead, a double kill picked up by Faker. Trouble Bubble to disengage, and SKT turn around the pick.
The quick follow-up is what matters. They think that they can get the kill on towards Blank. Immediately, Faker sets the field. So 3 kills down. I mean, that's rough life for Machi. Maybe they'll look to try and defend this.
Looking for the fight. Thal's going to be the target to start things. Pops the stopwatch to stay alive a bit longer, but 3Z's looking for the dunk. Jumps in towards the Baron pit. Baron getting very low. No smite from Machi, but Faker decides to turn. Blank taking a lot of damage. So is Swain. 3Z can't heal up. Exhaust a little bit too late. Despite the blinking health bars from SKT, they still win another fight.
Yeah, but you know what happens? At least Machi could say, we can fight for another day. Baron is still up. They lost a lot of members in that battle, and it's becoming one-sided, but you can see how desperate they are to defend this from happening.
Can't get the Baron. SKT pick up a nice goal lead for themselves. Mission can't stop the recalls either. 4,000 is the lead that SKT have acquired. No Baron buff, but it's 8-1 in kills. Very dominant in LCK's favor.
Let's take a look at this, because, of course, another engage on towards Blank. How many times does this have to happen before you realize that the team fight, the follow-up, is way too quick on the side of SKT?
Door not opting to flash over the wall, not there in time to follow some work for SKT, breaking open this game, about 7,000 gold ahead of Machi now.
Yeah, at this point, if you have Baron, the easiest call is to literally just send everyone in every lane. Gallium ain't going to be pushed by nobody at this point. He has a way out at all times. And if you try and, bye-bye, relax. Oh, wait a second.
There's still a fight topside of Matt. Wolf jumps in for the initiation, gets knocked back into the base, but that gives access to Faker! Come on, Slam! Jumps in immediately, double stopwatch. Bang's not afraid of the backline, gets more kills, great damage. 3Z will try and get one kill for himself, but the feathers, they'll get ripped back once again. Machi get jumped on, double kill picked up. Faker gets one for himself as well. Only one member, Crash, left alive.
Unbelievable. Faker was just taking a sip of tea, back at base. Not only did he base, TP'd in, and then pressed ult, and then won the fight. Easy winnings for SKT.
Bouncy Castle, happy fun time for SKT as Machi play their final game in groups and unfortunately do not pick up a win for the LMS team. SKT get a point on the scoreboard, pick one up for the LCK squad, will take down the Nexus and look strong in doing so.
And it was a frustrating way to play. It was like as if you had Singed in every single role because every single time it was based off of Machi starting the fight. They started the fight, it was on top of Blank. They're like, okay, he gets picked off every time in the LCK. This should be easy. Let's move to the next step. And then you have Faker on top of him. And it was an easy win from SKT with the fight that they had.
Man, that feels like 2 games in a row, though, for the LMS, where they've done exactly that. Say, okay, this is what we do. This is how we set up. This is where we counter your place. This is how we counter the champions you picked. The strategy you've put in place. Why is it not working? And again, it happened here.
I want to give last team more respect on this one. I think that Mad had played properly. KT was much more cleaner. In this instance, Crash was just invisible. With the time in which he had a lot of time to look for plays mid lane, to go towards the bottom lane, to get the game rolling quickly because that's what their win condition was, did not happen. If he had access towards his ultimate and he had the ability to play around Sleepy Trouble Bubble mid, please go mid much earlier on. A lot of the times it was just Mission on his own, and then the bottom lane was open for market for so long. So a lot of the criticisms comes towards him initially because he had the key and he just dropped it.
And we had questions about SKT sending this roster to Rift Rivals. Wolf and Faker worked so well in that match. Had the combo, the wombo combo duo to allow Thal as well as Bang to deal the damage they needed to in those fights. Blank playing it well early as well on the Camille pick for SKT. They weren't as aggressive early into the match, so we didn't see the pick potential come out from their composition. But once it was online, we saw
새로운 시도를 많이 하는 팀이라고 알고 있거든요. 그래서 좀 그 새로운 시도를 많이 하는 그 도인비 선수가 가장 좀 경계 대상인 것 같아요. 일단 마우스 선수는 제가 개인적으로 제일 좋아하는 탑라이너거든요. 중국 선수들 중에. 그래서 굉장히 재밌을 것 같고 그리고 이제 저희 팀원들 중에서도 EDG 출신이 있잖아요. 그래서 네, 그런 점도 좀 재밌는 것 같아요.
Slam dunk time, guys. Jarvan being picked up.
Yeah, I added a little bit of a spoiler alert because there are 2 smites being flexed up by the Moth, the mid laner, and the
what's
jungler.
going on?
So I'm expecting that to be a Jarvan mid lane. And here,
Yes! Give it to me! Doinby picking up the Talon.
Yes!
Super carry Doinby is back.
He's played this before. Previous splits. He has a large champion pool. And the thing about going up against double jungle or the roaming strat, Talon is real.
Ultimate doing a bit more damage. Fights in the mid lane. Doimbee's going to get locked down. In fact, Marta's going to try and join us. KT looking to collapse on towards Talon. Jumps over one wall, flashes away from the ultimate, gets over the next, but Score's going to follow through. He does the dose-to-do, spotted out by the sweeper lens, so they know exactly where Talon is. KT are going to try and collapse. Doimbee staying in fog of war, gets between the two turrets, takes two shots. The flash forward from Yukao gets a summoner, but first blood picked up by KT.
Unfortunate when he pressed his...
Going to be eaten up by Marta, and there's a teleport coming in. There's no more protection for the Ezreal. Spat back up, but they focus on the Tahm Kench. Mouse trying to keep Deft occupied. Kahlua tanking the turret, but Marta's going to fall first. Rogue Warriors find a pick in the bottom lane.
You wanted to see Mouse come in there. He needed to be able to join for this dive to work out. It was very easy, just because Sejuani was in the top side of the map. Just not sad to him that he didn't get an assist from it because he was so focused on towards the Ezreal.
They burnt a teleport. Kahlua very low. Def playing very
I ain't
aggressive.
done with you
SMLC
yet.
Dashes forward. Doesn't get slowed by Mouse. Mouse overhitting. Smacks him with the drill. Rogue Warriors get another pick, and they're looking for first turret. They don't get it, however. KT used the Rift Herald top lane. Take down that first structure. Rogue Warriors respond, and now the two...
That was interesting. And I think right now Rogue Warriors, they're so close to death way too often.
Oh, they're collapsing though. Mouse gonna get caught out, throws down the ultimate, gonna get locked down, and he'll be the first pick picked up by KT off the back of that fight. Out of position.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's just that easy. He holds Flash. Not too sure if he had it. In fact, he didn't have it at the time. He was very close to having it. So, that point, he's just out of position.
Flawless going forward, locking down the Tahm Kench. Marta forced to flash away, but on the flip side, Kahlua gets caught out, flashes away, still gets killed. Marta goes low, but Smeb gets into the fight. Mouse with a big flank. They're tower diving. KT are low. Locale gets the first kill. Marta gets burnt alive. That's a crispy toad, but a double picked up by Galio. Mouse comes up big with a double himself. KT are still trying to hurt him. Deft is very low. The chicken jumps back in, but that's a golden rumble. Doimbee wants access into the fight. Gets back in. Pumps the ultimate. Mouse with another, but Deft cleans it up. Will die to the turret, and only Smeb's left alive.
That's insanity. It took so long that even Soraka came back to life from the beginning of it. And it was all based off of the pick potential from Flawless catching on towards Score, and then the problem...
To look at that again, because the fight started with Flawless locking down Marta.
Instantly catches on to him. Only problem is on the opposite side, Killua dies, but the flank TP, you already see Rumble coming in from behind, while KT doubled down for a dive on towards Doimbee and Flawless. The Rumble ulti makes it so much harder for the backline to even support it. Mata goes down, Deft is out of there, Scores to follow. So it was just a weird follow-up from KT to even look for the dive. That was a success overall, and then they tried a little bit too hard.
Good use of the stopwatch by Mouse. Doimbee jumps back in to at least trade back evenly. Def will die to turret at the end, but it was so close. I mean, a turret, one more turret shot on Smeb, he would have died. Would have been a good wards, and Smeb almost getting caught out. Flawless going to try and collapse. No flash available for Jarvan. Gets pulled back. SMLZ throws out the ultimate just for the cooldown. Smeb still alive. Will be the first to fall. Great equalizer once again. Kahlua very low, stuck inside the raptor pit. Mouse burning alive. He's going to come out of stasis, and he will fall as well. KT turn around the fight. Flawless is next. One more shot from Daft is going to be enough. Somehow KT win it.
Yeah, and you know what? SMLZ and Doimbee are the only ones alive. You're KT, you focus straight towards the Baron. It's just going to be difficult now because you have to push SMLZ and Doimbee back. They're incredibly healthy.
And KT have 4 members alive that looked like Rogue Warriors would be able to pick up the kills there. That is not going to be the case. Yes, SMLZ and Doimbee are going to look to try and jump in, but Def being aggressive. SMLZ wants to jump in. Doimbee already chunked out by the Ezreal. They know they have to sacrifice this Baron, and that's what they'll do. KT pick it up, and they're opening up this match.
A proper chunk to push them out. And that we're going to see it very soon. And it was all in towards the fact that, yeah, you pick up Jarvan. But remember, we saw this in the SKT set. Galio is always a beautiful follow-up. It may be an impromptu engage, but he's going to make it worthwhile. Sejuani had a flank too, so they were all prepared for this one. Even though the Rumble ulti comes in hot, it's SMLZ out of position. The Talon that has to reposition as well. Flawless cannot work around this team fight when he's flanked around by multiple members. So SKT recovered, or at least KT.
Doimbee did get spotted out by wards, and KT know exactly where he is. Score down to half health. SMLC using the culling but is not going to get the Essence Reaver proc anymore. Instead, they collapse on towards
Found
Galio
somebody.
top lane. If Galio's not going to be able to protect someone! UCal with the flash! The follow from Score is beautiful! This is the team fight for KT! Collapsing! Already getting 2 kills to kick things off. Doinby forced to use the ultimate to get away. SMLC can't get his team alone. Deft forces him into golden stasis. Everyone collapses. And Rogue Warriors, just like that, they thought they hunted the hunter. Not going to be the case.
He blew them up. It was insanity. Literally.
KT without Baron buff still moved towards mid lane. Doinby being locked down, forced to use his ultimate to disengage. Nobody from KT's taking damage. They lock down Score, bring him back in. That'll be the first casualty. Mouse gets his another kill in this match, pushing KT back away. Killua's forced back to the fountain. Rogue Warriors' health bars are low, so they should still lose their inhibitor.
Yeah, even with that one pick, it still doesn't matter when they lose. Warriors have to find a more reliable solution, and it feels like Baron is going to be the call, unless it's UCal.
There will be a time Kent's trying to jump back in, but Rogue Warriors look for the fight. Flawless in trouble. Doinby forced to use the ultimate again. Smeb separates the team, brings UCal in the back lines. Mouse was trying to do as much work as possible, but it's just not enough. Deft able to single out SMLZ, gets the team fight he was looking for, and KT are looking towards the Nexus.
Yep, 40-second death timers, and they already have the minions right beside them. Easy as pie. Rogue Warriors are trying to find a skirmish that they had no way of winning.
They were trying to find a way to turn around the match, but 10,000 gold behind at the time, it's just not enough. One pick, not going to be enough. Def keeping Doinby on the fountain as well. They're moving towards the Nexus, and with this win, LCK lead the pack after day 1.
In such clean ways, too. KT, 2 games, back-to-back, and it feels like KT has just found a new identity in a slower, smarter team, going up against the other third-seeded teams. Right now, it feels hard for Rogue Warriors, and they're learning a hard lesson about 3 weeks into the split, that LPL, yeah, they seemed real good, but they still have to play a smarter game. They can't rely on the mechanics. KT's learned that lesson here today.
It just seems like the more you struggle against KT Rolster, the harder their grip becomes, the harder it is to fight back. Second time a very similar playstyles come out from them.
Picks you would usually never see the Talon Soraka a little bit in the Rumble. It just didn't work out for them. They had very obvious flaws, but the strengths were in their mid lane. KT Roasters recognized that, and you can see them flatlining, moving straight down.
Yep.
They just went straight towards Doinby.
It just seemed like Rogue Warriors had this unorthodox team composition where they had bits and pieces of the puzzle, but just not a full, complete picture, whereas KT were like, we know exactly.